Are we live? Looks like we are live. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a really great day. And this is going to be a very small video because I have to go to work in 2 hours. So this is not going to be a big video, but it's something that really needs to be addressed. So I think it was about 2 days ago. Jim Ross has a podcast, which, by the way, I recommend you go hear. It's on Spotify. It's a really good podcast. But Jim Ross said something controversial in quotations, saying this. Okay, so here's what Jim Ross had to say. Jim Ross said that, and I quote, "I told a kid the other day at AEW that everyone does the same effing spot. All you guys go outside, you cluster up like coils, you stand there in a huddle, friends and foes together, side by side, so you can catch some leaping idiot going over the top rope who never wins with this move." And that's basically what he said. Now, in a way, I agree with him. I really agree on what JR has to say. Because, here's the thing. In your opinion, when was the last time a dive was special? Or like a Canadian destroyer was special? Or or any interesting move like a pile driver, a Canadian destroyer, a Tumpe Suicida, a freaking 360 flip. When was the last time that was special? Don't get me wrong, I don't hate AEW, but sometimes they do moves just over and over again that it's not really that special to see anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing a Canadian destroyer. I love seeing a dive. I love seeing a 360 flip, but I don't want to see it all the time. I really don't want to see it all the time. And it's also not just the fact that I see it most of the time, but most of the wrestlers do them. So it doesn't make them unique. For example, back in 2004, basically a year after I was born, Petey Williams from TNA used the Canadian Destroyer. And when he used it, everyone went crazy because it was rare seeing the Canadian Destroyer used. And not just that, that was Petey Williams' finisher. He took down most of his opponents with the Canadian Destroyer. And every time he used it, it was special. Now you don't see that anymore because you see it because you see at least one or two Canadian Destroyer every single week. And to be honest, and this is not me being an AEW fanboy, WWE also has this problem as well. Both companies has this problem. Now that the more that I think about it, more people most of these companies have a problem with it. I say the only company that doesn't have this kind of problem is New Japan Pro Wrestling. And yes, they do moves here and there, but there's certain moves. They treat their finishers as a very special thing in New Japan and treat certain moves as special in New Japan. And that's why I don't put New Japan in this conversation. But even though I love AEW, AEW does have this kind of problem. And WWE does the exact same shit. Matter of fact, most of the companies in North America does it. So, yeah. So, JR is not wrong. And what's funny is that some wrestlers think, not all of them, but some of the wrestlers in AEW think that Jim Ross is burying them. He's just saying a criticism, mean, or like burying you guys. He's just saying a criticism. He's not burying you. In matter of Jim Ross, like I don't know if there's like a tweet or I don't know if there's something going on backstage, but not one tweet, not one thing on social media, not one article saying that he hates, even in the podcasts that I listen from time to time, he doesn't bury you guys. He's just giving you some criticism. Basically, what old Jim Ross is trying to say is to just work smarter a little bit. Try to be a bit more unique. That is all Jim Ross is trying to say. But apparently, some AEW wrestlers and some AEW fanboys are like mad at Jim Ross. Like, oh my God, Jim Ross is so wrong. He's messed up for doing this. Man, shut the hell up. Really, you're just acting like a kid. Okay, and it just really goes to show how soft people have become. Okay, Jim Ross is just saying a criticism. He's not burying you guys. He's not saying, oh my God, these wrestlers are terrible. These wrestlers are the worst. These people need to go back to training because they freaking suck. Jim Ross didn't say that. He just said to just work smarter and try to make certain wrestling moves special again. That's all he's saying. But some people are something like, oh God, oh God, he insulted me. Like he buried me. My career is over, man. Man, shut the hell up. Okay, what happened to people taking criticism? Okay, it's okay to agree and it's okay to disagree. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people agreeing to disagree. Okay, but don't talk crap or don't say that, oh, your career is buried because someone's saying criticism. If anything, JR is trying to help you out. Because keep in mind, JR is a legend. He has been doing this for over a decade. Okay? If there's anyone you should listen to, it's a legend like Jim Ross. Okay? A man who has seen it all. Okay, if there's anyone you should listen to, is Jim Ross. Okay, he's not saying anything negative about the wrestlers. He's just saying criticism, and I agree with him. Even though I love seeing moves like the Canadian Destroyer and like a dive or like a Tonka Hero or a sunset flip, even though I love seeing those moves, it's just not that special because every single week there's always expected to see one Canadian Destroyer or one dive or one 360 flip. Okay, I love them. I love those moves. I love the way some of these wrestlers execute them, but they're not that special because you see them every single week. And that is what Jim Ross is trying to say. That's all he's trying to say. Okay? Jim Ross is just trying to help you out. And yet some of these AEW fanboys and some of these AEW wrestlers are so butthurt because, oh, JR saying that we're not perfect. We're not the most amazing wrestlers ever. Oh no, my feelings are hurt. Oh, my feelings are hurt. Oh God, no. Man, shut the hell up. Shut up. Learn to take criticism. Me, I'm a perfect example. Before, when I was a kid, I'll admit, like, I wasn't good at taking criticism while I was young. But over time, I'm starting to understand these criticisms. And it's because of these criticisms that I get from my family, my friends, my teachers. It's because of criticism from them that made me who I am today. I am a better person because of these criticisms. Okay? And that's what some of these people should understand. If you there are ways to be better, and one of the ways to be better is to listen to criticism and use that criticism. Okay? We're not perfect human beings. There's no such thing as a perfect human being. Everyone has at least one flaw. At least one. There's no such thing as a human being. And if you think that's the case, then you are being lied to. Okay? No one's perfect. Okay? No one's perfect. But I'm very blessed and grateful that we have criticism like this. I'm very blessed and grateful that we have criticism in general, because it's criticism like this and it's people calling things out that makes us better people. And some people in this world has lost sight of that. We need to learn to take criticism again, so that way we could be better people again. Hell, 2020, like this year really divided us. It really did, and really showed our worst side. If anything, I think criticism can be a great way to become better people, and to become a better country, and to become a better world. JR is just giving criticism to make professional wrestling more interesting again. Not saying that wrestling isn't interesting now, but he's just trying to give criticism to make the wrestling product better. And the fact that some of these AEW fanboys, and the fact that some of these AEW wrestlers are treating it like JR insulted them, just really makes me very disappointed. And one of these wrestlers who are apparently butthurt by this is Brandon Cutler. And he sent out a tweet. Here's what he had to say. This Wednesday on AEW's Dynamite, 7-on-7, which shows a picture of the Inner Circle, the entirety of the Inner Circle, versus Best Friends, Top Flight, Varsity Brothers, and Brandon Cutler. Which I don't know why this match is happening. A 7-on-7 tag team match? As an AEW fan, why are we having this match? Is there any reason to have this 7-on-7 matchup? You want to make the Inner Circle stronger, right? I understand where you're coming from with that. But this is not a good way to go about it. A 7-on-7 match, don't get me wrong, I like tag team matches, but the max limit I can go for is 5-on-5. Okay, anything beyond that number is just, at that point, it's a ridiculous match. And the fact that this is even happening is kind of ridiculous. So hopefully that changed, but let me continue. So Brandon Cutler said, this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, 7-on-7, we are going to go outside, cluster up like coils, stand there in a huddle, friends and foes together, side by side, to catch some leaping idiot going over the top rope. Can't wait, 8 p.m., TNT, hopefully for 1 million viewers. Let's freaking go. So basically, Brandon Cutler was mocking what Jim Ross had to say. And this makes me very disappointed in Brandon Cutler. Really, Brandon? You really had to mock him like that? Really? He's just giving you criticism, and this is what you have to say? Really? This is what I mean. And also, like, of course, this is from an anonymous AEW wrestler. But here's what this anonymous AEW wrestler had to say. Look, I know there's a lot that JR can teach us, but burying us on the show or on his podcast is only going to make some of us ignore what he says. I grew up watching JR and he is the best, and we love it that he calls our matches, but maybe find a different way to criticize the wrestlers in a ring. Everyone is doing what they have been taught. I agree that sometimes things need to be slowed down, but that won't happen when the guy who is supposed to help put us over is going out there and publicly burying us. Now, I don't know who said this, but if you know who you are, you know who you are. And I'm also very disappointed in you. And he had the balls to say, maybe find a different way to criticize the wrestlers in the ring. Okay, I'll bite. What is another different way to criticize someone? Come on, tell me. I'm listening. Come on. Tell me a different way to criticize someone. Anything? Anything at all? No, because there's only one way to criticize. One way to freaking criticize. And that's what JR did. So whoever said this is an idiot. And really needs to go on to Google and find the definition of criticizing. Okay, there's no other way to criticize. We criticize with our words. Okay, that is our only way to criticize. Okay, anything else, that's something else. But we criticize with our words. And he's acting like, oh yeah, like he buried, oh my god, his comments, oh god, JR is burying us, oh no, my career is over. Shut the hell up. Okay? Shut the hell up. If you can't take criticism, then you don't belong in professional wrestling or any kind of entertainment. Okay? You don't belong in the entertainment industry, period. Because in the entertainment industry, you're going to experience a lot of criticism. Hell, this channel is criticized heavy. Okay? So, if this wrestler, whoever said this, was watching my video, he will probably be butthurt and dislike every one of my videos. Well, guess what? If you can't take criticism, then you are not going to improve. Okay? You're just going to stay in the same spot forever. You're not going to improve. You're not going to be better. And in the world of professional wrestling, if you do not improve, if you do not become better, then you are going to be a nobody. And if this person ends up if he keeps up acting this way, then he's going to end up being a nobody in the professional wrestling world. So, all you AEW fanboys that are giving Jim Ross shit, to all those professional wrestlers that are giving JR shit, I want you to go on to Google, or if you have a dictionary, that would be even better. Go find that dictionary and look up the word criticism. Because apparently you don't know what criticism means. Okay, JR was just giving criticism, and I agree with it. Okay, certain wrestling moves are not that special anymore because we keep seeing them every single fucking week. Okay? He's just saying this so that everyone can improve, so that we can make professional wrestling better. And he has a lot of validity. Why? Because he has been in this wrestling business for over a decade now. So if there's anyone you should listen to, it's JR. Okay? Stop being butthurt. Okay? And start taking criticism. Because I'm telling you, if you learn how to take criticism, then you can use that criticism to be better and to be a big name in the wrestling world and to make pro wrestling better than it already is now. Criticism can make everyone better. Everyone better. I'll give you another example. Shawn Michaels, in the past, right? He was being an asshole. He had some demons. Okay? A lot of people are giving him criticism on, like, not to be an asshole. And of course, he didn't take it at first. But later on, after he found God and after he listened to those criticisms, he became a better person. And Shawn Michaels is a better person today. You know why? Because all the criticism that he got from everyone in that locker room made him a better person. Now, Shawn Michaels is one of the most beloved. Everyone loves Shawn Michaels. I'll give you another example. Eddie Guerrero, one of the best in the entire world. Okay? He had some demons back in the day. He was doing drugs. He was drinking a lot of alcohol, and it was not looking good for Eddie Guerrero. Okay? A lot of people was giving him criticism to help him out, but he didn't listen to it at first. But then he went to therapy, he found God, and he became a better person. And of course, I'm sure all the criticism that Eddie Guerrero got, he listened to it. And I'm sure all that criticism, plus being in rehab, plus with him getting help from God, made him into a better person. And because of that, Eddie Guerrero is one of the most beloved wrestlers of all time. And may Eddie Guerrero rest in peace, man. But you'd be surprised how far criticism can go for you. Okay? And it's okay not to listen to criticism at first because we're all human beings. We're all hard-headed. We all think that we're right initially. But then we think over those criticisms. And I realize, oh, maybe I'm not so right after all. Maybe if I can listen to this criticism, and maybe if I can do something with this criticism, it can help me become a better human being. So that's my advice. So for all the wrestlers who ends up watching this video, just everyone who watches this video, criticism can be a great thing for us. It can help us shape us to be better human beings. So the next time someone is giving you criticism, it's not because they hate you. It's not because they loathe you. It's because they want you to be better. It's because they want you to be a better human being. And they want to help you out to become a better person. And it's okay if we don't accept the criticism at first. Because again, we're human beings. We're hard-headed. But don't be afraid to think over that criticism. Because that criticism is what we need to be better human beings. And all the hate that Jim Ross is getting is so unjustified and so messed up. JR, and keep in mind, he has been in the company. He's been in the wrestling business for over a decade now. He doesn't deserve this hate. All because he wants to make the wrestling world, the wrestling business better. Okay? If anything, you should thank JR. You should thank him. Okay? So that's all I gotta say. I wanna know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree with what JR had to say? Or if you guys don't agree with what JR had to say, I want to know the reasons why. Okay? And for all the people that for everyone else, to this in the comment section, this is an asshole free zone. Okay? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So don't be an asshole if somebody has a different opinion than you. Okay? That's my criticism to you people. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section about this JR situation. Do you agree with what Jim Ross had to say or not? Can't wait to see the comments, and I got to get ready. I got to go eat some lunch, and then I got to get ready for work. So thank you so much for watching, and have a nice rest of the day. This is Gabriel, and I will see you next time in the asylum.